And that's my recommendation to the present crop of dealers now. And I mean both types because I've experience in the pre-owned and the new.
Yeah.
That advice is for both. That advice is for both.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Our competitors are no better adapt the same strategies.
Yeah, yes,
Whether
definitely.
we like it or
Because
not, the pre-owned car industry not going anywhere.
no, it's not. But
Not going
the
anywhere.
pre-owned car
Especially
industry,
in Jamaica.
they depend on the new car dealer. The new car dealer
Exactly.
is vital to selling cars, right?
Very
Because
true.
even now, during the pandemic over here, because there's a shortage of cars on the market because of insert yeah
Yes.
yes
Truly
insert
true,
yeah
yes.
new cars. I mean they in Japan the factories are down to a minimal
Computer
in
chip
yeah
start. Mm-hmm.
exactly computer chip shortage and all these things.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
you have your car now, you take it into the dealer, you have sales reps or sales managers approaching you now asking if you're willing to trade in your car. Right, because the pre-owned the pre-owned car market right now is hot. It's really really hot during the pandemic time. That's taken off considerably.
Yes, that's a very good point. Because spending power has been drastically decreased because of
Mhm.
this pandemic.
Yeah, yeah,
So they can
it is
afford a pre-owned, not a new.
not a new. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing is that because more people are opting to drive instead of taking the public transit because of COVID, as you know,
Yes,
right?
the
So
social distancing
yeah,
and so yeah.
social distancing. So they will opt for a motor vehicle instead of utilizing the public transport. So there's a lot of dynamics going on right now.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's just that they have to try to capitalize and know how to capitalize on it. But I mean, they won't consider people like me and you anymore. They may feel that we're old and antiquated and because we're not in the system anymore. I mean, but you can't
Yes,
you can't give away experience at the end of the
yes.
day because I know that once I walk into a dealership and look around, I can tell exactly what is wrong right off the
Mm-hmm.
bat.
Oh
Right,
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
right off the bat.
You said something very interesting though, but I think it's the opposite out here. What they find is because we're on a what lockdown, certain industries, even in the media industry, I've found that I've discovered now the many industries that are closed that have affected my sales. And the same thing in the auto industry. The entertainment industry locked down totally. The
Lockdown, yeah,
restaurant
yeah,
industry,
yeah. It's
God bless what
not
I
a
can
good time
achieve.
to be a event planner right
Yes,
now. Yeah,
right. Wedding planner, the wedding planning industry is a billions of dollar industry, you know.
yeah.
And when we saw the article in the Gleaner the other day about how millions upon millions of dollars being lost, um, you
Hmm.
find that bridal parties have to be canceling US $75,000 wedding, you know. That mean
Yeah,
everybody, you know,
yeah. Especially on the
because
North
of
Coast.
rules.
Yeah, yeah.
So now what you find is that because of COVID and people being afraid and don't want to come out,
Hmm.
you find that the used car dealers now they're balling. The head of
Okay.
the used car dealers, you'll have to come out and say, look here, I know particularly of one dealership that has not sold 2 cars in 4 months.
Wow.
So it's the opposite to what is happening to you up there.
Hmm.
Because we're
Hmm.
in such a massive lockdown here
Hmm.
and because we're not adhering to COVID protocols,
Hmm.
because of people misbehaving, you
Hmm.
know, I,
That's
opposite out here.
that's Jamaicans for you, man. We challenge everything.
Yes, yes. And while we challenge everything now, people, bread and butter, being affected by it because certain
Hmm.
industries cannot move.
Yeah,
It's a domino effect. So
it
if
is.
it's not moving, nobody not going to have disposable income to buy any car.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody not going to have any disposable income to service the cars. As a matter of
Hmm.
fact, they hardly driving, they staying home and working from home.
Yeah,
So they're not
yeah.
driving the car, not incurring no gas. The parts not weird, don't because they don't want to drive go anywhere.
Hmm.
They're just working from home. Is
Yeah.
it too, it's so market conditions can vary,
Yes,
but
it
totally
does
opposite to what you just said,
because you're familiar with the they call them again, you drive the rent a car companies. They're
Yes,
greatly
yes.
affected. And they are one of
Okay,
the biggest movers of cars for the dealerships in
yes,
Jamaica because they take
yes.
thousands of cars
Oh
on a
yes,
yearly
oh
basis.
yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
And if the visitors, if the tourism is not coming down to rent those cars, then everything's at a standstill.
Mm-hmm. Even a weekend here, Chris. I heard what you find is that new, especially new car industry players, they're having more outside broadcasts now with radio station because they're basically saying, "Look here, man, we're still open for business. Come, come,
Come,
come."
yeah,
The radio
yes.
stations have been benefiting from that.
Hmm.
You know, all who willing come, come because things are really slow for them.
Right, right, right.
Oh boy, but
That's why we're doing these conversations, because we can look back at this and and talk about what happened during COVID, right?
yes, yes,
So
yes,
this
yes.
is actually a historical record.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. Kids and grandkids can look back and say, boy, those old times are really rough for Daddy Chris and Daddy Richie.
Yes, exactly, exactly, exactly.
It's challenging. It's
Thanks to the
challenging.
technology, we can look back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's quite interesting what you said though. Quite interesting. While
Mhm.
while you're seeing an increase in the pre-owned, out here is a total opposite.
Yeah.
Total opposite. It is at
Yeah.
a standstill. If you ever
Mhm.
see some of the dealerships, how the pre-owned dealerships, how hundreds of cars. If you drive down near the wharf and on Marcus Garvey Drive, cars that cannot be cleared.
Right, right, right.
There's no economic activity happening in the formal economy, informal underground economy. Nothing is happening.
Nothing. Thanks to COVID.
Nothing is happening. And it's not sustainable. Something has to happen because the crime rate will go up
Hmm.
because look at the entertainment sector. A
Yeah.
jerk chicken pan man, he will start out with one, but him all have 4 or 5 now. He could all have all of them out at different events and
Yeah.
money coming in. So him can buy him little pre-owned car. Him can go
Hmm.
eventually go on a wholesale. None of that happening now.
Yeah. Yeah. It is
None
a
of that
domino
happening
effect.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's serious. It's serious. But since we're talking about the auto industry and we're both close to it, I can talk to you about that. The
Hmm.
pre-owned especially is feeling it.
Yeah.
Is feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but our recommendation to dealers is try and weather the storm. If you can try and cut margins, have some good relationships with credit unions and banks. You try get some good interest rates.
Hmm.
Try and offer other things at your thing there at your dealership. And this is for new as well. If
Yeah.
you can if you can offer what tune ups, if you can offer car washing services. Try some low hanging fruits or something
Hmm.
until you weather the storm. That would be
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
recommendation for dealers now,
Yeah. Yeah.
both spheres, because it's rough. It's rough.
Hmm.
Because while the pandemic going on, they have I know dealerships now that are well not are have laid off staff and are
Yeah.
working on a skeleton staff right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same. It's the same here in terms of a lot of dealerships. You only have like the parts manager and one other staff. And then for the
Mm-hmm,
service
mm-hmm.
department, you have the service manager and maybe two advisors. And then in
Yeah,
sales is the
yeah.
same thing. Then the sales staff will
Wow.
rotate because it's a commission based structure. So
Yes.
yeah, it actually does that. The pandemic has put a damper on the auto industry on a whole, but on a different tandem now, the because of online goods have increased in terms of orders and Amazon and all these other companies doing
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
online sales,
Yes.
then you have a shortage of drivers for truck. it's a, it's a
Ah,
it's a whole
wow.
different, it's a whole different thing. I had a podcast earlier with a master technician. I'm going to upload that one soon, and he
Mm-hmm.
was telling us that there is a shortage of technicians because the younger generation who would come in as apprentices to learn the trade of becoming a mechanic, they're no longer interested, right? So there is a
Wow.
shortage. Yeah, so in the coming future, you may have less and less people that will be available to work on cars. So
Oh boy.
it is coming.
Huh.
Nobody wants to be a trade person anymore. It's sad. It's actually sad. But
Wow.
it's affecting it's worldwide, basically. It's mostly
Mm.
here in North America because I've done interviews with at least 3 mechanics so far, and they tell you it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing in terms of not getting qualified people within the industry anymore.
Oh, well, 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 well.
Yeah. So
Wow.
whenever that bridge come, we will cross it. So
Yeah, yeah,
um
yeah,
I
but
think the smaller shops may have to take up that slack now to go out and try to encourage, that have persons leaving high school, come work with us, learn the
mhm.
trade, right? Working alongside another technician, but the dealers may have to do a lot more if they want to lure the
Yes,
younger generation into learning the trade
interest.
of learning the trade of become a mechanic.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't expect that, especially where you are now. I didn't expect to hear that, to be honest with you.
Yes, it is. It is.
That's
It is.
interesting.
Remember, the things and time change. I mean, certain jobs are still looked down upon, but at the same time, no, you need that person to keep your car on the road. What are you gonna do, right?
I didn't know that there was still that, what, for want of a better term, stigma, despite the fact that 50 or 40% of it is you hook up your computer and there's a lot of new technology that you have to do with the
Yeah.
computer. So it's
Mhm.
not so much reliance on pulling down the entire thing now. The computer will tell us where to go. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
some of the things can be corrected by just doing whatever on the computer.
Mhm.
And if that's not the case, the computer will tell you where to go and to do and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not 100% pulling on a car.
I
And
know, but you still
there's still not an attraction to the
you still need that training in
wow.
terms of what works, what is connected to what, and
Yes, you still need the
yeah,
training.
you still need the training because everything is going computerized now. You can plug in,
Yes.
remove and replace, diagnose, but you still need that element of troubleshooting skills, right? To understand the dynamics of what is going on.
And from computers are involved, you know that they and you know how to do that. Your marketability will be increased. You'll get more money out of, and it's still not enough. It's still not attractive to
Yes.
some people.
So you're moving from a
I mean,
mechanic to a technician to now an engineer
technician, that's what I'm saying.
to
Yes.
know an engineer, and being a
Yes.
mechanic falls under the category of an engineer. But I mean,
Yes.
yeah, it's going back to its
Oh. They
original
suppose
phase.
suppose they were living in our days when there were no computers and they have to pull down everything.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose we
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they couldn't manage our time then.
No.
Because
No.
now they're bona fide technician and engineers.
Yeah.
You have to have a knowledge of it, but you have a good computer base, so that can help you with it as well.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. It's a
It's
lot of
not enough.
factors. A lot of factors involved. But
Yeah.
when persons tune in and listen to the mechanics who are saying it, they will understand the
Yes,
complexity
yes,
of what they're
yes.
actually talking about.
I think what you're doing is an excellent attempt at educating persons
Yeah.
that this is a viable industry, that this industry has to continue if we intend to be mobile for any time soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Very vital, very vital. And I
It
think you
is.
can
It
spread
is.
the word. You have started, and I'm sure that your skill set in terms of the people you invite, when they impart that knowledge from your skill set and say, look here, man, this industry you can make money out of it. It's
Of course.
exciting.
Of course. It
It's
is
a
exciting.
boring
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
All these cars and changing technology, and who to tell might be what 4 or 5 years now we'll be having self-driven cars and flying cars. You may never know.
Exactly. And you still need
It's an
people to
attractive
work. You still
industry.
need people to work on them.
You need people to work on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you
Be-
all the best with the program
yeah.
with this
Thank you,
idea.
Richie,
It's
because
excellent
your
idea. So
knowledge is impeccable, and I try to bring on individuals like yourself and others who
yes,
that is
yes.
more who has a understanding of the
And a
business,
passion for the
but
industry.
yeah, and a passion for the industry. That is
Yes,
very, very
yes.
important, but also different individuals that work in different sections, different departments,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Because
yes.
one of my videos, I say to people all the time that no one understands what takes place behind the scenes, right? You
Oh
come
yeah,
and you will see
oh,
this
yeah.
big elaborate dealership and you walk in, you
Yes.
buy your parts, you step out, you come, you service your car, and then you step out. But you don't understand the dynamics that takes place
Oh
because
yeah, oh
you know the
yeah.
running up and down, the stress level and
Oh
everything. Yeah,
gosh, man. Oh gosh, oh
exactly.
gosh.
Just to keep that, just to put a smile on the customer's face, it takes a lot.
Yes, a
Actually, it
lot.
takes a
It's
lot.
a lot.
And I
It's a
said to
lot.
someone the other day that, you know, sometimes when you look back at it, it's a very unforgiving industry.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. It
Right?
is.
You know,
It is
one
so
day you're,
unforgiving.
yeah, one day you're up there, you know, rolling with the big wigs, and next thing you know, boom, you're out. So,
Yes, yes, very unforgiving.
yeah.
Right so, right so, right so. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but as I said, keep it up. Excellent program.
Yeah,
And
man. Thank you. I will. As long as I can get the individuals to come and share their story, I will go as long as is possible.
yeah, man, I commend the initiative, and I'm sure you won't be short of guests, both from where you are and in Jamaica.
And in
Well,
Jamaica,
Caribbean too.
yes, I'm
Uh,
gonna extend this to the
and
Caribbean.
I know your outreach. You have contacts all over, so
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sure.
I've
I'm
been trying
sure.
to contact a lot of them, but they're so busy. But I mean, with
Yes,
technology now,
yes.
I can understand. But Richie, I
Mhm.
want to thank you very much for joining me
My
tonight.
pleasure, man. My
Yeah,
pleasure. My
man, I really
pleasure.
appreciate you taking the time out. It has been a very informative and entertaining knowledge
Yes,
sharing session. That is what I want to call it.
concur.
A
Yeah.
knowledge sharing session so persons can know
Mhm.
exactly what is happening behind the scenes of a automotive dealership and within the
Yes.
auto industry itself. So hopefully, if you think of anything else you want to discuss, you want to share with us,
Sure,
don't
sure.
don't feel free to reach out to me at any time. And
Yes, I appreciate the
yes,
invitation.
and
Yeah.
we can do a second or a
Definitely.
third or a fourth,
Yes,
as
man. There are many other
as
things we
many
can talk
sessions
about,
as possible.
Yes. There are many other things. Yeah. And
Yes, we
it's
can.
and what I like with your format is that there is structure, yes, but we find that because it's so informal, we get to just express
and
ourselves,
and and that is the best part of it.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
anything formal. I just want you to be yourself and just
Yes, and
talk,
so it
and
flow, right. Right.
exactly, exactly. So
All right,
Richie,
sir. Have a good night.
yeah,
So
man, thank you
we
very
link up then.
much, and we'll keep
All
in
right.
touch. All the
No
best.
problem. Yeah, man. Blessings.